This may or may not be the most expensive thing I've spent in my life other than a car. Today is the day that that thing gets retired. Alright, it is early this morning. I'm not going to leave too much of an introduction, but I'm going to hit a legs workout. Just want to show you everything before I get changed. I've already got all my stuff put out, so undies, pants, shirt, gym bag, and the exercise I'll be doing in the previous reps and sets and weight for everything that I did in previous weeks, just to manage that progressive overload. For breakfast, I'll be having 3 eggs and 200 grams of banana. As a result of last week's squatting, I did sort of hurt my back. I'm just going to be making sure that I have good form again. Back when I was on a bulk, 85 kilos, I managed to get 100 kilos for 16 reps. Can't even get close to having 12 controlled now. They're just a little bit out of control. So on the new program, I've got set. So I'm going to do 80 kilos, see how many I can get, and then just do that and try and build form again. Finished doing squats then. I got 80 kilos for 13 for 2 sets, and then 80 kilos for 10. And yeah, on that 3rd set, which I'll put in there, I came to the bottom and just didn't get back up. So I had to do another one, but yeah, squats are something that I'm really gonna start trying to build my strength in again. I used to be really, really strong with legs, and now I'm not, and it really sucks. So something I'm gonna have to get back into. And yeah, look, my form overall was pretty bad again. Like, it was okay, it wasn't too bad, but there's just a little, my knees like turning in a little bit, and yeah, so there is definitely room for improvement. I feel so sick, like I'm very, very, very close to throwing up. And post-workout we are having powdered oats, protein powder, and roughly 30 grams of peanut butter. I really have to stop eating these, but that's all going to change after today.
Step 2, scalable format. You know, when we cross paths in Q&A show, that's scalable.
One thing that I also know now is that I'm going to need a bigger SD card. The one I've got now, well, because I'm filming in 4K now, fills up so quick. So there's only a 64 gigabyte SD card anyway. But yeah, I've only been filming for what, like 4 days, which will probably be this video, and it's already filled up. So
Gonna have to get one of them.
Gym session this morning, absolute killer. I was just going to say though, Atomic Habits is a book that I've been reading for about the last month, probably. Yeah, probably about the last 2 months. And I wanted to share a few things that I'd learned about it. Amazing book. Incredibly, incredibly good book. I haven't read in so many years, and I think the last book I would have read would have been a fiction book in year 12. So practical. So many of the things that he talks about is very easy to read and very easy to implement. I found that most of the time I was looking to read this thing, like I was encouraged to read this book. And he does it by 4 different concepts. And so the 4 concepts that he talks about mainly through this book, and he talks about it throughout the whole book, so big in-depth paragraphs, is make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. In order to make a good habit. In order to make a bad habit, you do the opposite way around. So make it invisible, make it unattractive, make it difficult, make it unsatisfying. And it sort of relates to that same thing. In order to figure out if you want to make a good habit or break a good habit, it's the cue, which is going to be your make it obvious. Craving, make you want to do it. Response, which is the action of doing it and making it achievable. And also the reward. So how does it make you feel when you complete it? Because you ultimately want it to be satisfying as well. I'm not a book reviewer, and I'm not a person who's going to go reviewing this book into many details. But I do want to say, this is loud. But I do want to say there is a powerful thing that I found towards the end of it, which I might as well discuss. And that message was around identity. And so I found this quite interesting in the way that if you get yourself fixed on an identity, you become brittle. It's exactly what he says. He says, the more you let a single belief define you, the less capable you are of adapting when life challenges you. So for an example is like a vegan. And so what happens if a vegan comes across a health situation, or like a life critical situation where she's got to start eating meat, or he's got to start eating meat? Well, they're going to have an identity crisis, one hell of an identity crisis, that's for sure, because they've associated their whole life with being a vegan, or most of their life. That's who they are, that's being taken away. So I found it funny that the most weakest, brittle thing you can do is to associate your identity on one thing. And I think I related a lot to that because I used to be very heavily involved in the four-wheel drive community, and I appreciate the four-wheel drive community so much. It's something that I will, I learned a lot from, have a lot of respect for it. But I found that when I was moving out of that sort of scene, that I was sort of like a little bit lost in it. Not lost, but like what's left. I personally went through the last 3 years trying to build up an identity based on this community, and then realizing that I wanted something different and what was better for me. Sort of getting that and moving away from that was a bit of a shock, and it was a bit like, yeah, holy crap. It's not really the way to go. This is the quote that he uses. When you cling too tightly to an identity, you become brittle. Lose that one thing and you lose yourself. And so, for an example, instead of saying, so how to like move on from that, I guess. If you're the CEO of a company, instead of going, oh, I'm the CEO of a company, and saying that for 20 years, then you retire or sell the business, then what are you? You're sort of a bit lost there. So what he encourages to say is like, I'm the type of person who enjoys building stuff and from nothing and selling it, or I'm the type of person who creates things. And it's such a much bigger picture. It's more of a representation of your own personality rather than one aspect of your life. And so being able to be nimble in different forms of your life is a pretty powerful tool from what I've read, from what I'm experiencing, from what I take away from that book. That's what I found was quite powerful. So I just wanted to say that. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Please like or comment anything that you believe a part of this, how I could improve, or what you think on the Atomic Habits sort of topic that I talked about. Feel free to leave a comment. I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you. It's something that I want to improve on, and something like I genuinely do enjoy. So yeah, you know, leave a comment, leave a like, and I will see you in the next video.